Guys, we have major news for Bitcoin and Ethereum, and this time some actual news. So JP Morgan, which is the largest bank in the US, is actually allowing Bitcoin and Ethereum to be used as collateral when companies decide to take loans. And this is pretty big news, right? So let's quickly read what we have here. And it says that investment banking giant JP Morgan Chase plans to let institutional clients use their Bitcoin and Ethereum holdings as collateral for loans by the end of the year, according to a report by Bloomberg. The tokens pledged under the global program will be safeguarded by a third-party custodian, extends JP Morgan's earlier move to accept crypto-linked ETFs as loan collateral. So what does this mean? Essentially, if any company now holds Bitcoin or Ethereum, they can use this to take loans, right? And before this, it was not possible with most banks because they would see Bitcoin and Ethereum as too risky assets to use this as collateral for loans. And the fact that we are now moving to a stage where these are being used as collateral means that Bitcoin and Ethereum are being recognized as stable assets and with potential and with, of course, desirable assets which can be used for collateral. And this is funny because before this, JP Morgan, or the head of JP Morgan, Jamie Dimon, he actually said that I'll fire any employee who touches crypto. So he was very against cryptocurrency, and you see how things change. So what we should do is not listen to what they say, but to look at what they do, what these bankers do. And eventually, I really think that Bitcoin and Ethereum, Bitcoin in general and crypto is the future. And this just shows us that we are moving to that stage. And the funny thing is, Bitcoin and the cryptocurrency was created to move away from this banking system right after 2008. And now we are basically moving back in the same system, or the system is catching up with us as these banks are looking to adopt cryptocurrencies. So of course it's good for us because a lot of money is going to flow into these coins, right? Big companies who wanted to buy crypto but did not do so because they can't use it as collateral will now more easily and have an incentive to buy these cryptocurrencies. So what we're seeing is that there's a lot more adoption in crypto in general, and that's it for this topic. Now quickly looking at Ethereum. Ethereum, it looks actually pretty good. Now Ethereum is above the bull and bear market support bands at the moment, right? These lines here, I'll turn them on and off for you. And we also moved above this descending wedge. So overall it looks bullish. We're also in this bull flag pattern, and overall Ethereum looks very bullish. Now if we look at Bitcoin though, and over the last couple of days and 2 weeks, actually Bitcoin did not look that good. So what we can see here is, firstly, let's zoom out a bit, right? The yellow line is just the major trend line from here, January 2023 up to now, right? This bull cycle. And we can see that as long as we are basically above this line, we are in a bull market, and we are still above the line. We are coming to the support here, which we've previously bounced from a couple of times. So that's still good news. We're not confirmed yet in a bear market, and I think we are confirmed in a bear market once we confirm a close below this line and then go down from there, which is not the case yet. Another thing to note, if we zoom in a bit, Bitcoin, if we zoom into the daily, we have been forming this ascending wedge pattern, right? Let me draw it for you guys, just this pattern. And we've obviously broken down from it here. And now it looks like we might break back above it. And the point that we need to break is right here. It's 112,200 approximately. If we can manage to break above back into this wedge, that's bullish for us. Otherwise, Bitcoin, I can't really tell. And if we go higher or lower, personally, I think we're very close to the end of the bull market anyways. So if I actually quickly overlay one of the indicators here, which is the halving cycle profit. So basically what we can see here is the stage in the market when we usually top out, right? So at the end of these green lines, we usually have the end of the bull market and when we go down. And the end of the green lines is here, beginning of November, end of October. So literally 1 or 2 weeks left. If we go to the last cycle, you can also see that we started the bear market at the end of these green lines, which is, well, what does it mean, the end of the green lines? I'm not just making things up. It's 80 weeks after the halving date. And if we go to the, well, it's actually not on this chart, but essentially it's always the case that pretty much around 80 weeks after the halving, we go into a bear market. And we are now very close to 80 weeks after the halving, guys, which I think might coincide also. Look, it makes sense, right? If the price here goes down a bit more, and then we go down below this yellow line, this also coincides with about 8 weeks after the halving. So I'm just hoping that we're gonna have a bit of a push for altcoins, because otherwise it will be very sad if we don't see altcoins going up. And Ethereum, of course, looks good, right? So Ethereum always leads the way for altcoins. So I think we're definitely not in Bitcoin season anymore. Ethereum season and altcoin season, we are in this stage right now. And usually at the end of the cycle, it's always the case that Ethereum and altcoins outperform Bitcoin. And then we go into very small cap coins, and then the whole bull market ends, and then the cycle repeats 2 years after that. So let's see what will happen. It looks like exactly that's going to happen, that Bitcoin is not going to do much more from here. Ethereum will pump, altcoins will have one last pump, and that's it. We're going to go into a bear market. With that being said, see you guys next time. Hope you had a good day. Bye.